got an email from my migration agent telling me my English test has expired and I need to give him a new one. So what do? I go to PTE and I book a date, and it's like $470. $470 to speak a language that I grew up with, that I was colonized with. I can barely speak my own language because I think I speak in English, and I have to do this test again. I've been doing English tests since I came to this country, right? Since I was 18. So I think I've done about 8 tests. So imagine if you say 8 times 400, that's how much money these English test companies have gotten from me. And I don't understand. Like, I honestly do not understand why this is a thing. Anyway, this is just my rant. I do want to show you guys the process, since this is like a Migrantex kind of page, of my process to trying and getting permanent residency and citizenship. I'm on my way, so I'll document every single thing because this is actually ridiculous. This is actually ridiculous. The last time I took this test was in 2022. Will my language just disappear in like 2, 3 years? I don't know. But that's the last time I took this English test. Now I have to take it again. I don't understand. I always don't understand. I have a degree. I have a bachelor's degree and I have a master's degree. All I got all of this here in Australia, and yeah, I don't know. I don't know. So the PTE website looks like this. All you gotta do is just sign up, register, book a test towards your nearest location, where that is, and it's pretty straightforward and all. So, last time I took this test, I got 90s across the board. Listening, reading, speaking, and writing. 90 is their version of 100%. That's the most you can actually achieve on this test. And yeah, so you can kind of see the skills profile. I was very great at speaking and writing. Short speaking, multiple skill comprehension, single skill comprehension, which is pretty easy. And then extended speaking and all that. And open response speaking and writing was there. So hopefully I've not lost my ability to speak the Queen's tongue. Okay. So why I personally recommend PTE over outs. Outs is very human based and it's very biased in that sense. So if the person doesn't like you, bro, you're gonna get scored very less. Like there's no, yeah, it's not that great personally. And I've done outs about 3 times. Also, I got all perfect scores on my outs. So I'm just saying, I know what I'm saying, okay? I prefer PTE because all you really got to do is sit on a computer. There'll be people beside you, so you just have to drown those noises from people speaking because people will be speaking at different times depending on how fast they are moving with their test, which is annoying. But you'll be sitting at a computer in a cubicle, and then you just have to kind of do like a test, any test or any exam you've ever done. You kind of have to do the same process, click multiple choices, read, comprehend, and then you have to speak to the machine. So think of it as speaking to AI. And yeah, it's just more friendly, it's quick, you're in and you're out, you get your results fairly quickly, I would say. And there's so much practice exams you can go through all over. But I just suggest, doing what you gotta do and all of that. But yeah, I prefer PTE. Overall, I know some people are more comfortable with arts because if you come from a if you come from Zimbabwe or any other country, arts is usually the go-to because the test center is right there, and when you're going to uni, they usually just say arts. And yeah, but now PTE is very much accepted in like made almost every single country now that I know of. And yeah, so I very much Highly recommend PTE if you are going to do this. If you don't trust me, trust yourself. At the end of the day, it's your life, it's your visa, not mine. Yeah.